So I'm super excited about today. And before I share my screen and get started rolling here, I just had one of those days that like everything seems to align in the universe. And it's like, wow, everything is speaking to me clearly. And I just wanted to share that a little bit. So my business has been doing well, but I haven't been real consistent with it. What I've been consistent with is making sure that I wake up and work out and do all those things. I've talked about the miracle morning before, and all of that's going really well. Right. And I'm doing my workout, feel good. And I'm doing a meditation for the first time, a guided meditation on my phone. It's 10 minutes. And it was all about I'm calm. I am calm. And just repeating that and breathing and doing meditation. And I went from there to do my affirmations. And my affirmations, I'm just going to share that with you. I'm not sharing the screen yet. Let me go ahead and do that. 1 second. My affirmations used to look like this, and they still do. And I've shared this with the group before, but like it is, I am disciplined, my daily habits. And these are the things. And I kind of reread these to myself consistently and kind of starts my day. But today was different. Today was, I am calm. So I started kind of rewriting some of my affirmations. I breathe and calm my mind to focus on the task. And then I started writing things of what I wanted, like my vision of where I wanted to be, right? So I am a $10 million producer. Well, technically I'm not, right? But that's where I want to be. So you write these affirmations and what you want to be, right? And what you envision. So I sell $10 million of real estate. That's my goal, right? I am a leader. I'm a leader of a successful 100-person rev share organization. Where did I come up with that number? Well, my mentor, Alan Grulick, has over 100, and that's where I want to get to, right? So I'm not there yet, but that's where I want to go. And so I create an affirmation of I am that, and I'm working towards that. I own EXP, all right? Obviously, you know that I'm at EXP. I'm not pushing that at all. But I have stock that I've earned already, over $8,000 worth of stock and for $0, right? But I invest in the agent equity program, which gets me more stock. I have $100,000 in EXP stock. That's my goal, right? Over time, that's where I want to be. I own a badass house, right? I'm building a house right now and it's super exciting and it's great. I drive a badass Tesla. After I close on my house, I really want to get a Tesla. So I'm putting that in my mind. I have a successful real estate business. I'm healthy, I'm loved and I'm liked, right? And so I started, I don't know what clicked, but it was this whole meditation that kind of clicked with I am calm. And then I started producing what I wanted, right? And we're going to talk about that in a second in a vision, right? So I wanted to share that, but at the same time, I did my journaling after that. I'm getting ready. I'm talking to my wife and I'm just like, man, I'm kind of in a rut, just not feeling it right now. I'm not excited about my business, all this junk. And man, I got to give her a shout out. And of course, I've been preaching this for a while too, but all she simply said was, it's as easy as making the decision to be out of the funk, right? And I was like, wow, that's so true. I keep telling myself I'm in a funk and I need to change my story. Thanks for that reminder. All right. And it comes from the Tony Robbins thing. Like if you tell yourself you're in a funk, you are in a funk and you'll continue to be in a funk until you go, no, I just need to do something about it. Right. So anyways, I got into my reading today and I'm going to share some of that, the 12-week year. Highly recommend this book. I put it in the group and you should definitely purchase this book and read it. I'm only on chapter 5. But again, I was planning on doing this business planning, right, which we're going to talk about in a second. And this, like chapter 3 and 4, was all about like business planning. And I was like, oh, this is great. So I'm going to use that a lot. So anyways, I do want you to be engaged, right? So I highly, highly recommend, and in fact, I'm going to call on you, all right, get some paper in front of you, get a pen, and get a highlighter. All right. So we're going to take notes. We're going to write this stuff down. I'm going to talk about my plan. It's not set in stone, but I have way more clarity of what I want to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis, just by simply writing on one piece of paper. And we'll talk about that in a second. But take notes, please, please, please. I'm going to be asking you questions. We're going to take like a minute break for you to write stuff down. So check this out. All right. Okay. 3 steps, 3 easy steps. Step number 1, create a personal vision that clearly captures and articulates what you want in life. All right. And that's directly out of this book, which I'm going to read in a few seconds here, a few little things. But you have to have a vision, right? A vision provides you with that line of sight, that emotional link to help you overcome the challenges and execute, right? Again, it comes from the 12-week year, and this book is great. Funny thing is, this slide right here comes from, I walked into Thrive Mortgage to work on this, and that's where I'm doing this presentation. And I found this packet. This packet was from another business planning from yesterday on the Patrick Conaway group, right? And I was like, wow, this is really cool. So I grabbed it for myself and I just started taking some notes, and I plan on diving in a little bit deeper. I'm not going to get into all of this packet, all right? But some really good things. And I wrote these things down, right? Work, money, love life, family, spirituality, friends, and self. All right. And here in a second, I wrote down page 20. So read this real quick. I thought this was really powerful. Think about what you truly want to achieve. What legacy do you want to create? What do you want for yourself and for your family? What do you want spiritually? What level of security do you seek? What level of income and fulfillment do you want from your career? What interests do you wish you could pursue? What do you really want to do with the time you have been allotted? So right now, we're going to go ahead and take 1 minute. I'm going to set it on my phone here, and we'll let it buzz. But write down on your piece of paper, like I asked you to do, right? Write down work, money, love, life, family, spirituality, friends, and self. And what do you want that to look like? All right. And then we're going to share. We're going to share that. I'm going to share my stuff. And then we're going to go around the room and share what you wrote down. You don't have to fill all of them out, but write down the categories. And I'm working on setting my timer. Let's start with 1 minute and see what we come up with. So here we go. Ready? 1 minute, ready, go. Okay, 1 minute's up. I'm going to give us 1 more minute because I was only able to write down a few things. I'm going to give us 1 more minute, and then I'll get back to you. So continue writing some things, and I want you to share those in a second. All right. So cool. I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to unshare for a second. And I'll start. I'll come back to sharing my screen. I'll start. I didn't fill all of it out. Again, I think you should take some time on your own to think about all these topics, and maybe there's other topics that you want to add. All right. But for me, work, the goal is $10 million. I remember $10 million in sales. All right. I'm, I think, right around five. That'd be doubling my production. All right. And I remember Shane telling me several weeks ago, he's like, well, maybe you just don't want to be a $10 million producer. And at that time, I was like, you know what? I don't want to work that hard. But then I was walking that night and I was like, screw that. I do want to sell $10 million worth. Like, why the hell not? Right. That'd be a lot of fun. But I also want to be excited and enjoy work. Right. There's some things that I'm doing in my job right now that are just like, oh, God, I really don't like doing these things. Right. And we'll talk about that in a second. As far as money, I want money in the bank. What does that mean? I want 6 months of savings. I'm buying this house and have all these bills coming in, but I want money in the bank, 6 months of savings. As far as love life and family, I want happiness and fun, and that really kind of goes hand in hand with both. All right. I want to enjoy my partnership with my wife. I want to be happy. I want to have a good time. And same thing with my daughter and my family. All right. Spirituality, I want to have a relationship with God. There is some things that I've struggled with and I've never experienced that. And I'm getting closer. I've been going to church and stuff like that. But truly understanding what it means to have a relationship with God. I didn't get to fill out friends and self. But Faven, do you want to jump in and share anything? You don't have to share all of it. If some of it's personal, that's fine. But anything you want to share?
So I have for work, I put in doing what I love, going in, loving every moment of it, waking up every day. Money, I put in saying endless because I wanted to do the 20 million. So we got to get to work. Family, I saw it as quality time and then leaving legacy. I'm always family first for me. And just spending time. There's nothing like spending time with my family, no matter what I'm doing, even if I'm not doing nothing. Spiritually, being in tune with myself, more prayers, and friends. When it comes to friends, I say meaningful relationships and growth. I struggle in friend departments. I need to make friends.
All right.
So, and then self, I put it being self-content, healthy, disciplined, and then happiness.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing. That's awesome. All of those are really good, really good. Is it Amber? Is that right? Your friend?
Ashley.
Ashley, I'm sorry. Ashley, do you want to share anything?
Let me see. For work, I have to enjoy and stay interested in my career. I guess it would go along with money as well. It's to, let me see, to always have more than enough. I guess those go together because I want to be at least a $10 million producer. Family is strictly happiness. Spirituality, to be at peace with whatever my path is. Friendship, to keep friends close just like family. Self, just to love myself enough to say no in times that are uncertain.
Cool. It's great. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Eli, do you have anything that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I do, and I'll just start. I really appreciate this meeting. It's a good meeting. It's a good time of year to start looking at this, and a lot of what you're sharing, Tony, is resonating. My story. I was divorced about a year and a half ago, and so it's just been a time of rebuilding. Around that time, started doing real estate, and I think during those difficult times, it could really break you and take you to places you don't want to be, or you can grow from it. And so I love this topic. And so for me, work go. I've shared it. My goal is to consistently get 5 closes a month. And if I can do that, then looking at dollar amount, generating 20,000 a month of net sales. Um, and then just really focusing, and you and I have talked about it too, just as we prospect and build a business, but also uh, building the relationships with the people that you work with, and getting referrals from them, and have them come back. So that's something so my goal going into the next year again is just have uh, a system where I'm sending emails, contacting employees, and just continuing to foster that. And then of course on the love side of it, I've just learned, for just focus on myself, and the right person will come. And so that's been my focus here. And then the spiritual side of it, man, I couldn't get through what I'm doing, without that, and just so relying on friends and family, and then my faith in God, and just bringing me back to the basic of what I grew up with, and just reinforcing who I am. So really encouraged by what I've heard from everyone so far. So
Yeah.
good meeting you.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for being vulnerable and sharing your experiences. And you're well on your way to crushing it. So that's exciting.
Hey, Tony,
Yeah.
can I go next? Because I'm in the dentist right now. I got an appointment.
Yeah.
They're waiting to see me. I'm using their office. It's kind of funny. Anyway, this is awesome. I mean, this, Faven and I have talked about, doing this in person, and of course me and you too, but this kind of thing is really, I think, what brought me and you together. And so I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you inviting me. So I wrote down a few things. Work, as you know, I've told a few of you, double my business in the next few months, but in 2022, even more than that, because I'm being more dedicated to sales than I was, and I've taken the management role out of my work. And so I want to be the #1 sales rep in the country, which is achievable, and I might even be there already. I don't know. I wrote down some monetary goals for savings and stuff like that, but I probably am not going to share that right now. And then for myself, I want to be more consistent. I want to read more, which I read a lot, as all of you know. I think all of you know. But all of us should be reading more, because self-growth is the #1 thing for all of the things that you're talking about. If you're not growing yourself, you can't grow your business, you can't grow your relationship, you can't grow your faith. All of things go hand in hand. So growing yourself by surrounding yourself with the right people, you're reading, listening to the right things, all of those things. So I need to do more than that, even though I probably do more than just about anybody I know. I still need to do more and do it more consistent. And then I put give more, because all of us probably need to give more. And then teach more. And those of you that know me, I love to teach classes. I like to do the group setting thing, and I need to do more of that. I'm going to be doing a lot of that coming up in the near future, but I really want to do more of that. And I say I want to teach more because, as you know, Tony, by doing this group, you get probably as much gratification, satisfaction, growth than anything. When you teach, you actually learn. And so that's really what you're doing. So those are the things that I wrote down.
That's awesome. No, I appreciate it. And I know you're going to crush it. And thanks for sharing, man.
Absolutely. I got to go. So,
all right.
So have a good meeting.
Yeah, it's recorded. So check out the rest, because there's a lot of good stuff coming up. Colin.
Thank you.
Colin, you
right. So sorry, I got some nasal problems, so I can't really talk. So for work, I picked to break into the luxury market at some point in the next 5 years. So 5-year deadline. And then for money, just to be comfortable, just to the point where if something was to happen, the downturn in the market, I wouldn't have to worry about anything.
Yep.
Family, have Molly be able to stay at home and not have to worry about working. I also have a couple kids. And then for religion, I picked just strengthen my religion. Pretty strong in it, but it could always be stronger.
Cool, man. I appreciate you sharing. Thanks for all of you sharing. I'm going to get back to sharing the screen and get into the nuts and bolts of building this business plan together. So we just talked about all that, right? And how powerful that is. That was step number one. Step number two is simple. We're going to create a plan, and we're going to talk about the details of that plan here in a second. But we're going to create a plan that's going to get you to your vision, right? So that's the goal here, right? 3 benefits of working from a plan. All right. Number one, it reduces mistakes, right? You clearly know what you need to do. It saves time, right? And it provides a focus, right? I think there's a lot of times, I know at least I do, I get like, okay, I'm here at the office, I'm going to work, and I go, well, what the hell am I doing? You know, well, where do I start? What do I need to, who do I need to call? You know, whatever it is. But it gives you all of those 3 things, right? Yogi Berra says, if you don't know where you are going, all right, you'll end up someplace else. All right. Oops. The one that I wanted to read here was 26 and 28. I'm telling you, when I read this morning, chapter 3 and 4 and 5, it just spoke to me so clearly. And I thought I had a different slide in here, but oh, maybe I do. Sorry, maybe this got out of place. Maybe not. So let me, 26 and 28 speak on this. The reality is that planning, sometimes we don't plan, right? Because we're like, oh, that's taking time. The reality is that planning is some of the most productive time you can have. All right. Another thing is, with the 12-week year, the approach is to be great at a few things instead of mediocre at many things. Identify the top 1 to 3 things that will have the greatest impact and pursue those with intensity, which we'll talk about here in a second. All right. So those are a few things about, you know, how important a plan is. Step 3, which we'll talk about a little bit later here in a second, is take action, right? The greatest predictor of your future are your daily actions, right? So if you're not doing something today to build your business or to push your business in the right direction, you're probably not going to see it in a month or 2, right? You got to take care of that. Long-term results are created by the actions you take every day. You have greater control over your actions than you do your results. I mean, let's face it, we can't control if we're going to close that house or not, or if we're going to find a new client, all right? But we can control what we do on a daily basis, all right? The one thing that moves the universe is action. It is the consistent action that turns a dream into reality, all right? I have page 30 here that I want to read real quick. It's not enough to have the intention of changing. You have to act on that intention for things to get better, and not just once, but consistently. Right? I think we all fall victim to that, including myself. You know, I'm like, oh, I did this. That's great. Oh, I did this. You know, I did 2 days in a row, but then I won't do that for like a week, 2 weeks, whatever. It's the consistent doing like 5 things every single day that's going to get us to where we want. Your current actions are creating your future. If you want to know what your future holds, look to your actions. They are the best predictor of your future. You want to predict your future health? Look at your current eating and exercise habits. You want to predict the health of your marriage? Look at your interactions with your spouse. You want to predict your career path and future income? Look at the actions you take each business day. Your actions tell the story, right? And I was like, man, I read that and I was thinking about, you know, putting this training together, and I was like, these are just awesome nuggets, right, that I want to share. So let's get into the nitty gritty of it, right? We have building our plan, right? And we're going to kind of break this down. So this is my plan, all right? My plan is the greatness tracker, right? We've talked about this in past trainings. I'm trying to do 20 contacts a day, all right? I'm doing 2 real estate reviews a day, 2 personal notes a day, right? And just for some of you that might be new, this is what my greatness tracker looks like, right? And I print this out every week, and I write in names on each one of these blocks. So today is Thursday, I'm working on my greatness tracker, right? I try to do 5 social media touches a day, I try to do any leads, all right, hot, warm, sphere, anybody go in here, right, 10 a day. And I try to do 5 database. So this is mainly my sphere as well, right? And then I do my 2 real estate reviews. When I do them, I write their name down. And then I do 2 thank you or personal cards a day. That's my goal. And here is the past 2 weeks, probably my most consistent of that was last week. I did 3 days in a row. So that's 20 contacts. So I did 60 touches in 3 days. Pretty good. All right. I did, but you notice that at the end of the week, I dropped off. I didn't really do anything. I forgot what happened last week. I should have made a note about it. But I think I actually started doing some showings that kind of distracted me from that. All right. Which is good, right? We do want to do showings, which leads to contracts. And then this week, all right, this week I had a really good Monday. Tuesday was pretty good. I had left off like 5 that I should have filled out. And then yesterday was not good. I got distracted, but I was showing like a $700,000 listing. So that was pretty fun, right? But then I just couldn't get back in the swing of things and didn't do very well. I still had some contacts, and I probably contacted more people that I didn't write down. And then today, has been focused elsewhere, right, on this training, which I think is super important that I do weekly, right? So I keep track that way, but I'll tell you what, I don't really like this. I do, but I don't, right? And I keep on preaching about this. I like it when I fill it out. I'm like, hell yeah, I had a great freaking day, all right? But then when I don't, if I come up a little short, it's kind of depressing. It's kind of like, damn, like I didn't do my job, right? And it affects me mentally. And so I'm looking at it and going, do I love my job? I want to love my job, right? I want to do the things that I love. So that gets us back to the Ninja selling, right? We've talked about that before. And the Ninja 9 looks like this, right? The daily get up and give gratitude, all right? I do that. I do Lifesavers from Miracle Morning. Maybe we'll talk about that in a second if you haven't heard of that. I show up and stay on agenda. I do that pretty consistently. I show up to work and sit down and do something, right? I do write 2 personal notes pretty consistently, not every day. And I focus on my hot warm list, and then my weekly, I try to make my customer service calls. As you can see, I do 2 live real estate reviews. I don't do them live. I do emails, and I do 2 a day. So it's more. And then I do live interviews, just conversations is what that means. And then update your database. So I do this, but not everything's wrapped around that. And then I came into contact with Neil Mathwig and Agent Rise. And if you haven't heard of him, you should look up this podcast and listen to it. You should go buy his book. It's great. And he talks about the 3-pillar business, all right? And that's what we're kind of going to get into today, of writing down all these different options that you get to pick what you want, right? He gives us so many options, and then you create the business that you want to do, but it's based off of 3 pillars, all right? I like this, and this is kind of paraphrasing. If you are doing things that you don't like to do, then you are not going to do them for very long, right? I mean, and let's face it, like there's certain things in this business that it's like, I got to do this. And you do it for like a day, you might do it for 2 days, but then you get to the 3rd day and go, man, I really don't want to freaking do that, right? And so you stop doing it. And the most important thing is consistency, right? Doing whatever it is consistently, right? And then so, why it's doing that? So I came up with this. I go, I want to create a business that I love and I'm excited to do every day. That's my number 1 goal right now. Between now and the end of the year, obviously I'm doing my daily follow-up. I'm doing my things that I'm working the business, but I really want to put into place a business that looks like a real estate business, is consistently marketing to my people, doing all these things that I know is going to take me to the next level, right? I actually set up a call with Neil Mathwig. You can visit agentrisecoaching.com. I'm not paying for his coaching. I'm just kind of soaking in all the information from his podcast and his book. But I do, as I'm building my business plan on my own, I'm actually going to do a 30-minute free phone call with him on Monday, which I look forward to sharing with y'all next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. So let's talk about the pillars, all right? And go ahead and get your pen and paper out and start writing. And this isn't everything you can do. I want to hear of different things that you do with your sphere. So pillar 1 is your sphere of influence, right? That's what we're building our business around. All right. So number 1, write down these things. Holiday emails, write it down. All right. This isn't all Neil Mathwig. This is a combination of Agent Rise and of Mark Chambers, who's a 2-time icon agent who is in my upline at EXP and is just a great agent and mentor of mine. So holiday emails, I jot that down. And this is all coming from what I showed you earlier, right? So this is what I did 2 days ago. I wrote pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. I started writing down the different things that interest me, that I go, I can get behind that, right? So I pretty much just typed it in here. Evidence of success email, all right? So holiday emails, there's almost one holiday every single month, all right? Then the evidence of success, all right? Hey, I sold a house for this and that. Congratulations to these people. A market report, right? Something that you send to your people. A birthday anniversary program. This one's been a pretty big success that I just implemented a couple months ago. We'll talk about that. A letter of the heart. I could get behind that. I do want to share my personal experience with my people and have them connect with me on a personal level, not just a business level. All right. Drop by gifts. We could do a newsletter to our sphere and we can communicate, right? We could text them, call them, or Facebook. And client events. So these are all things and ideas that fall under pillar 1, all right? So jot those down, take a picture of it, whatever you want to do, because we are going to do a little bit of something with this here in a second, all right? Pillar 2 is the chase pillar, okay? So pillar 2, and we'll compare this in a second. He has some different things that you can do in a chase pillar, but these are the ones that were attractive to me. Things that I could go, yeah, I could get behind that. I started my business by doing open houses. In 2020, I did 6 open houses in a row. I got my first listing and business just started rolling after that. All right. That's something that I know how to do, and I need to kind of fire that back up. Another one is marketplace ads, right? My very first sale was from a free Facebook marketplace ad. And I can commit to doing that. I know how to do those. Expires and for sale by owners. You know, I've done this before. I got a lot of appointments with for sale by owners. And so it's something that kind of intrigues me and I'm considering doing. All right. So that's your chase pillar. All right. Number 2. And then pillar 3, write these down, take a picture, whatever you want. Obviously, this is recorded and I'll put it up on the group for you to continue to look at. Social media posts, right? This is the attraction pillar. Let me back up for 1 second. I forgot to share this. So this is the chase pillar. Maybe I didn't write all of them down, but these were the ones. So he does open houses, Facebook ads, and he tells you to pick one. You can pay for online leads. You could do expired for sale by owners, and you could do geo farming, right? I don't really have a neighborhood yet because my house is being built, so I don't really plan on doing geo farming. But I can get behind open houses, Facebook Marketplace, and expired for sale by owner. So getting to the attraction pillar, social media post. Well, I was a hoss at that early on when I started my career. I did that consistently, and it did well. I'm trying to reboot that. Sometimes I'm consistent, sometimes I'm not, but I need to be, right? Doing stories. I'm not very good at doing stories, but I need to do that because I'm surprised at how much interaction we get from stories and reels. I need to figure out how to do reels. Call me old, but I need to figure out how to do that. And then I really want to do a YouTube channel, right? I'm working towards that and creating that. I also am trying to do weekly short videos, 2 to 3 minutes, put them on Instagram and Facebook. And I am interested in doing podcasting. But some of these are like down the road, all right? So looking at his attraction pillar, I pretty much took everything because all of that sounds fun to me, right? All of those things are like, I would enjoy doing that. Now I just need to learn how to do it, right? So that's his options. So what I ended up doing, and you can't see it here, but I ended up writing all those things down that I just shared with you. And then I went to every single one of those and I wrote down, is it a daily task or is it a weekly task? Is it a monthly? Is it a quarterly? Or is it a yearly? Right. So for instance, my attraction pillar, I wrote down social media posts. I wrote next to it, that's a daily task. All right. I wrote down stories. That's a daily task. I wrote down YouTube channel. I'm going to do that weekly, once a week. That's my goal, is to do one video on YouTube a week. Right. And then I weekly short videos. Obviously that's weekly. Right. So go ahead and take a quick minute, jot down some of the things that we just talked about, pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, and categorize them into, is this a daily thing? Or do I want to do this weekly? Do I want to do this monthly, quarterly, or yearly? All right. So I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to kind of jot down what those are. So we're going to go on, and again, if you need more time, I'll tell you this right now. I've written this. I'm going to rewrite it. I do not have my plan as of right now perfectly in place. These are ideas that I'm jotting down. I'm talking with mentors. I'm talking to Neil Mathwig on Monday, and I'm trying to figure out between now and hopefully next week. Hopefully by Wednesday. My goal is by Wednesday of next week, I'm going to have a clear plan. All of these are ideas. I'm going to go highlight this one, and this one. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm focused on, right? So what I did was, this is how I broke it down. My daily task, my daily goals is I can do a social media post, right? One a day. I can do a social media story, at least one a day, if not more, right? I can do a marketplace ads, right? I can take time out of my schedule and go, I'm going to do free Facebook marketplace ads that's going to build traffic that attracts them to me. I'm going to do 2 personal notes. I could take care of that. I could do 2 real estate reviews, and I'm shooting to still do 20 touches. All right. And savers, we've talked about this before, comes from Miracle Morning. I already do that. That's kind of my morning routine before I even do work. All right. Is my silence, which is meditation or praying, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is journaling. I already do that. So these are my daily things. And I don't know if it's pretty much 98% done. Like, this is what I plan on doing daily. All right. Then I break down, like, what are the things that I'm going to do weekly? What am I going to commit to every single week? I'm going to do this. Well, these are ideas, right? But I haven't picked the 1 or 2, maybe 3 things that I know I'm going to commit to. And that's the goal between now and next Wednesday, is you write down all these ideas and you come back and say, this is what I'm doing. If it's just one of these, if you say, hey, I'm going to do a 2 to 3 minute video every week on social media, dude, that's going to pay off, right? That if you can truly commit to that and do it at least at a 90% level every single week, then that's going to help your business, right? So things that I'm thinking about doing, I'm trying to do a YouTube video every single week. What does that look like, right? I'm also trying to do a short video, Wednesday Wisdom, right? I've done a few of those on my social media. I'm considering getting back into the for sale by owner game at least once a week. I'm not doing it every day, but maybe on a Wednesday, I'm going to go, let me check out the for sale by owners around me. All right. I'm going to do an open house. This one, I was committing to do it like a lot. I've backed off quite a bit because every other weekend I have my daughter. All right. So I'm like, I don't really want to do an open house when my time with my daughter is already limited. So maybe I do, when I don't have my daughter, I'll do 2 open houses that weekend to make up for the weekend that I didn't do an open house. All right. I'm at least going to do 1. All right. So something to think about. I'm going to update my database. That's part of my Ninja 9. I want to have a better organized database. And I do like these team trainings. So I do plan on doing this continually every single week, right? Again, going to monthly. What am I going to do monthly? Here's some ideas I'm going to do. I can probably commit to doing at least a holiday email, right? Happy Thanksgiving, all right? That takes care of this month. Happy holidays, that takes care of next month. Happy New Year, that takes care of January. I think we all could commit to that, but do we consistently do it? Probably not, but we should. Evidence of success, right? Can we consistently, and maybe you didn't have a closing right last month that you can share this month, but guess what? Several months ago, I had like 3 closings in a month, right? Well, go ahead and spread those out. Just post about 1 of them on 1 month so you could save the other 2 for the next 2 months, all right? And share that to show your people that, hey, look, I'm selling, all right? And then could I do a newsletter? I think I'm about that. You know, I want to do that. How do I make that happen? But I want to do it monthly. Can I communicate with all my people? All right, especially my VIPs, all right, and my past clients and the people that have done business with me. Can I just check in on them monthly? I think that's pretty reasonable, either a text, a call, or Facebook. All right. And can I do a social event? That was one of the things I saw in Patrick Conway's thing, right? Was that doing a social event with realtors. I would love to get, you know, Faven, Ashley, Eli, Christina, you know, hey, everybody, we're going to go out to, oh gosh, any bar around here. You know, once a month, we're going to get together and just hang out. All right. Just for fun, you know, because sometimes we need that distraction at least once a month. So I definitely want to step that up. Quarterly, I think we could do a market report every quarter. All right. We could do a letter of the heart. All right. And touch base with people. We could do a client event possibly every quarter. All right. And then yearly, I have like some different ideas that I just came up with simply by running through the year, month to month. Client events. I could do an Easter picnic, right? I could host that. Hey, everybody, BYOB, but we're having this thing over here at the park. Come on by, blah, blah. All right. Invite past clients and invite your VIPs, invite some of your sphere that you like. Could I do the same thing for 4th of July? Could I do a Thanksgiving happy hour? All right. It's the season of giving thanks. I just want to thank you for being a past client. Come on out and do a happy hour. Partner with somebody to pick up the tab on that, or just do a random happy hour throughout the year. Right. These are things that I want to pick at least 1, maybe 2 of these. All right. And commit to that and set it in my schedule. Do drop by gifts for VIPs and past clients. All right. Valentine's Day, drop off some candies. Easter, drop off some candies. 4th of July, I wrote down beers and drinks. I don't know, buy a 6-pack, I don't know, of Natty Light, the cheap beer, and drop it off at past clients or friends. All right. October pumpkins, November pies, December hot chocolate stockings, whatever those are, to kind of just stay in touch and have that personal relationship. And then, of course, do every year the birthday anniversary campaign. All right. And this is simple. I put it in a calendar. All right. I'll show you my calendar. I have several birthdays coming up next week. All right. So I get in the morning and I go, who am I going to write personal notes to? Well, Cassie and Darius have an anniversary. Tykeem has a birthday. Gina has a birthday. And Eddie Lozano has a birthday. So I already know that I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4 personal cards in the mail, just saying happy birthday, have a great day. And I'll probably on most birthdays drop in a $5 gift card to Starbucks, right? Have a coffee on me or something like that. So I think that's good. So my question is, what does your plan look like? All right. I feel like in reading this and in sharing this information with you, we obviously have a lot of different choices. right? Everything that we went through in the other slides previous. Pick the 1 or 2 things in each pillar and go, I want to do that. Those are the things I want to do. All right. And then simplify and amplify. So don't pick the 5 things in the pillar. Pick one of them and do it really well. Go, I am going to do open houses at least 2 every single month. All right. So if you did 2 every single month, that's 24 open houses. You are going to get business from that. And not only that, you're going to be posting about that on Facebook and social media, that people on your social media see that you're being active and doing stuff consistently. They're going to contact you about helping them. All right. I am convinced of that. So focus on 1 or 2 things out of this whole list and really crank it. All right. You got to schedule it though. All right. You got to put it on your calendar. I was blown away by this. You can't see this. I'll kind of read it to you. Look at this color coding of the whole entire year. All right. And this is Patrick Conway's thing that I just picked up that I plan on studying. But some of the colors are letter of the heart is the blue. Evidence of success is green. Quarterly referral party. Happy hour appreciation. All right. Gift delivery. So anyways, that blue pops up every single month. There's a blue. So he has on January 1, he's sending a letter of the heart. On February 12th, he's sending a letter of the heart. On March 5th, he's sending a letter of the heart, and so on. So obviously he does that once a month. All right. Evidence of success. Guess what? It's green. He does it every single month. All right. So putting this in a calendar, this is my next step for sure. I'm going to do this and this and this. And then going, okay, let me pull out my calendar and put it on my calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it's not going to get done. It's just a thought. All right. And if it's on your calendar, then you have to hold yourself accountable for, oh, this is coming up. I got to get this together. Oh, I'm sending out my letter of the heart on Friday. I better make sure it's done and printed and ready to go by Wednesday or whatever it is. Right. So put it on your calendar. I don't know if I even mentioned it, but this first one, you maybe read it. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? We can't expect like all of this to come up. But your daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly actions will make your dreams come true. Right? And you got to believe that. And I believe that. And that's what gets me so excited about today and sharing this with you. And in planning my own plan, it's not set in stone yet. My goal is next Wednesday. So speaking of my goal, next Wednesday, I'm going to have my plan in place, ready to go. Right. And instead of obviously meeting on Thursday, I do plan on doing this same Zoom meeting on a different topic on Wednesday. So Wednesday, I would like us to come back and go, here's my plan. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm committed to. Right. And see and share that with each other and pump each other up and get excited about it. All right. So does anybody have any questions with everything that we've talked about here?
No questions, Tony, but your plan is very, very, very detailed.
Well, I appreciate it. I try to be, and it didn't start off that way, Faven. I'll be honest. Again, my plan goes back to doing this, and I was getting really burned out with this. I was feeling defeated when I didn't fill it out, and I was like, this sucks. I'm not excited about it. But I'm telling you, I was introduced to Neil Mathwig. If you haven't, you got to check it out. Agent Rise. I'm not getting paid to promote that at all. But his podcast, Agent Rise, and his book, Agent Rise, just inspired me, honestly. Like, if I'm being real, it inspired me. I was like, I can build a business that I love, that I'm excited about, that like gets me up in the morning. Because sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to do this shit. I'm over it. Right. So I just started writing this, and it's still honestly developing, and that's why I can't say this is my plan. But I want you to take all this stuff and go, I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. And that's what I'm going to commit to. Right. I know one of the things I'm going to commit to is at least a monthly email. I think in my past 2 years of doing real estate, I've probably sent a total of 8 emails ever. And it's like, if I just did a monthly email to the 300 plus people in my database, I guarantee I'm going to do more business, right? Like it's a no brainer, right? If I just did that, and then obviously I'm going to do more than that, but that's definitely one that I'm going to commit to. So I want to know what your plan is next Wednesday. I want to know your detailed plan, Faven.
Will do.
All right, all right. You too, Ashley. You got your plan ready to go? You're working on it.
So, not as detailed as yours, but it'll be there.
All right, all right. Eli, what do you think? You gonna have a detailed plan drawn out?
Absolutely. Yeah. Good,
Dude,
good stuff.
I just got so excited today about all of this. And Alan Grulick, Faven, do you know Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Alan Grulick is like one of my mentors, and we are meeting tomorrow, and I'm just so pumped to go. We've talked about all these things, and we have all these ideas, and it's like, God damn it, like we need to do this shit. Like we need to hold each other accountable and go, here's the damn plan, and freaking execute it. All right. And I just know that if we do that, if like all of us just do 3, 4, 5 things and
Oh, agent
commit to
wise.
consistency, dude, we're gonna kill it next year. We're all gonna
The book. Agent or agents?
agent rise.
Oh, agent.
Yeah, no S. Agent rise. Cool. Colin, you ready to go, man? I want to
Absolutely.
I want to see that
Absolutely.
plan. I mean, I know you're new, but take what excites you about this list. Do holiday emails excite you?
Probably the attraction. So I'm starting YouTube channel and Reels next week.
Nice.
So get that all started.
Well, I'll tell you what, I want to do a YouTube channel, and I do follow Karen Carr.
Okay.
Great information. KarinCarr. She has her whole YouTube channel is all about YouTube for real estate agents, and it's great information. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to dive into that, and I'm actually going to have Travis Modison come on probably the week after Thanksgiving. He's up in Oregon, and he's just recently started his YouTube channel, and he's committed to doing one of these trainings on how to get that up and running. So I think that's super important. I'm going to try to make sure that that gets done in December so that we're ready to go for the January, the new year. So yeah, exactly. Pick something. I do think you want to pick at least one thing from each pillar, right? So what are you going to do with your sphere? What are you going to do with the chase? And what are you going to do in the attraction? So cool. All right, I'm gonna call you on it. I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire. Next Wednesday, we're all gonna share our plans.